like a barking tone.
Welcome back inside the Now Morning Show. I know you're hearing this song, so you know what time it is. I was actually trying to see if I could find a police Christmas song, but I couldn't find any. This morning, let me welcome Inspector Michelle Lewis of the TTPS joining us on set as per usual on a Monday. Good morning to you, Inspector.
Good morning to you both, and good morning to your audience. You know, if I get that hat to put on, I might be a Christmas police, so just say it.
And then we'll get some shak-shak.
And then we'll get to tambourine and then shak-shak
And how we
quattro,
made
and
Inspector, if you're doing that, you gotta come out proper. You gotta get a full Santa kit and everything.
Is that I want a Christmas police, I want a Santa. It's a Christmas police you're talking about.
I know you desecrate your uniform and put it on a Santa hat with your uniform.
Good morning to all.
So we're talking Christmas safety tips today.
Yes, we continue, and we did it. We started off first with the home and the family and that kind of thing. We moved, of course, to motor vehicle and motorists and the youth and the safety and all of that. So this morning we're going to touch a bit on businesses. We're going to touch a bit on online shopping, and of course persons who are leaving their home for the Christmas season to make sure. So we just have those three that we just want to share some information on.
All right, you mentioned online shopping.
Online shopping.
Business shopping, as in going to actual physical places to shop.
Or as you having a business and how you conduct it, because you're going to have some extra cash for the season.
All right, let me start with online then.
Right, so we're looking at the online, and so you have persons, companies, persons who may show that they have a company, a legitimate company or logo, selling items, products of any kind. And so as a customer, particularly as persons have gotten accustomed to shopping online from COVID-19, people kind of like that safe space where they're home and they're doing everything.
Right.
So that you may see some items that you want to purchase and you purchase it. Two things you need to consider. If it is that the company is going to do a delivery to you, the persons who are coming to do delivery, if they're coming to your home, because now you're going to give out your address as to who is coming to your home. And if it is that you're going to meet that person or company somewhere, maybe at your workplace or somewhere else, where are you going to conduct that transaction? So in the case where the person is coming home to you, ensure in the first instance that when you purchase something, it's from a reputable company, something that you would have done the reviews for and you are feeling comfortable enough to provide this online company with your banking details, because we still have scamming taking place, and so that is something that we needed to pay attention to. When the product comes to your home, do not send a miner out to collect that item on your behalf. Ensure that you go, when you do so, as we would have mentioned before, that you do not leave your entire home open and exposed, because this is a new person to you. This is a strange person to you, and you do not want to allow that person some eye candy, as we would say, that the person can come back to, commit some kind of criminal offense. So where we have online shopping, for example, we also still seeing where persons are seeing items like motor vehicles and cell phones and other items that they want to purchase and arrange to meet the person somewhere. And persons are being robbed of the cash, and of course there's no recovery or no exchange the cash for the product.
What would you recommend to those people in terms of where they should be meeting if it is they have a situation like that? You bounce up somebody on Facebook Marketplace selling something that you need, and you say, all right, I want to get this from you. Second-hand purchase is still a thing. We have lots of garage sales that happen and that kind of thing, right? So Facebook is basically an online garage sale.
Yes.
So if you want to meet up with somebody who is selling something online, you're interested in purchasing it, what would be the best place, you think?
The first option would be at a police station.
Right.
And we have several throughout Trinidad and Tobago, plenty police stations. You can't miss it. We can't say
You can't
miss it. It has one in your district, Farmer for the division. So the first instant would be to go at a police station and use the compound of a police station that is safe. So you drive into the station, you let the officer in charge in the reception area, know what you are here for and the reason why you're here. You don't necessarily have to do it in the reception area in the building, but you can conduct your business in the car park.
Right.
Having done so, you may not want to drive out immediately after the person either. You may want to allow that person to drive for a period of time and then you leave the station, as the case may be, right?
Yeah.
And of course, you could just go back in the station and let them know that, the officers, we finished, we leave it now, as the case may be.
Yeah.
That would be the first thing that we would advise you to do.
Okay.
Even when you're doing transaction, ensure that you receive a receipt. A receipt is an indicator that I have legitimately conducted a transaction and that I can get, for example, if it's a motor vehicle and there is some kind of warranty, even though it's second-hand, that this vehicle is going to last me for the 80 or 60 or 40,000 that I just spent of hard-earned cash on this item that I'm going to get a return. So that this is your evidence, should anything happen, that you have, that you can take to court or to the police, that you have legitimately conducted this business.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Go and have that conversation at a police station.
at a
It's
police
going to make a
station.
difference, of course. And also, as Rokas mentioned, that we talk about meeting as well. So when people are like, oh, let's just meet up here and do this very quick transaction, let's meet. We do the same thing there, regardless.
Yeah, right. So you do the same thing there. Now, what happens sometimes when persons are going to do those, because like I say, Facebook, social media, Instagram, that's the place where everybody buying everything right now, to be real. Right? I have a phone, I no longer want it.
Put
I
it up for
there.
sale
I
online.
have something, I have a service, I put it there. So we do see that happening a lot. Sometimes what you see taking place is that they would arrange to meet at the station or somewhere that is well lit and easy for both persons.
Yeah.
And sometimes in that conversation, as it progresses, the person says, well, something happened during the course of the day, we can meet again, you know. And so the place that you were supposed to meet and all that, it throws you off. So you say, all right, I'm going to meet you wherever. And that is where you would have let your guard down and incidents happen.
So let's talk about business places now, because as we mentioned, you know, earlier on in the show, yes, we have us who are doing our retail shopping, of course, for the Christmas season, but we also have to look at the safety of businesses, particularly at this time.
This is the last week before Christmas. If there's any time that businesses are going to get that influx of cash, it is at this time. Not everybody using online or using a credit card or debit card, and so you have persons using cash. As far as possible to the business owners, utilize the service of a cash in transit organization, a security company, where they can assist you with that deposit, and that you do not have to go into a bank or leave your business and enter a bank or walk out of your business with any lump sum of cash that you can be a target. It's not just the money that your company would have earned for the product that you would have brought in, but it's also putting yourself, your employees, and your family at risk, depending on where the persons are coming to rob you. It may be at your home or it may be at the business place when you are closing up. So it's important that you increase your security at this time to ensure the safety of your employees, yourself, and of course the excess cash that you would have at the business.
All right.
So you have...
I was just wondering, is there also an increase in police presence around this time of the year as well?
Well, we do. We do have police presence, both in plain clothes and in uniform. Of course, you have the horses as well around and that kind of thing. So we do have that. But of course, you have a lot of persons with ill intent, and so they will see the police vehicle pass by, and they say, all right, they would have been monitoring this business, and so they pass back, or they observe that the owner lives at this area, and so they go to the home of the area. So even though we have the police service there out in their numbers, performing duties, even officers who normally would work in the office, we have them also doing patrols. We also don't want persons to be irresponsible and careless to say, well, it has the police here, and we also want you to be responsible in every transaction that you do.
Of course.
Yeah, that's something that's so important. And you know, it's so funny. That's also, we are on the same track mentally, because you think about that, the increased police presence. We see it. I mean, we see it on the roads, and I think this is now, we see it from Christmas going into Carnival as well, of course, because more people means possibly more problems. And I also want to say this morning, hats off to the TTPS, especially those plainclothes policemen. I've had the experience of being in a police station, I'm going to put it that way, and I've seen some of the plainclothes policemen come in with those that they would have picked up, and I would have had no idea. I mean, talk about good work, good undercover work, boy. I was like, my goodness, now every time I walk through, I'm like, that could be a police officer.
Yeah, no, everybody can be a police officer, so be on your P's and Q's.
Yes,
all right,
so
so
we do
Inspector, we
have
spoke about
officers.
online shopping, we spoke about businesses.
And then, of course, you have the Christmas, like I said, school is on vacation, persons may be going to family members for the
To
holidays.
spend some time.
Yeah, so it may not necessarily be out of Trinidad and Tobago, but it might be by a relative. So as you leave your home, ensure, of course, that the lights for the Christmas and all those excess lighting that you have, that they are off. Ensure also that even though you may take off those lights, ensure that you have some level of lighting taking place inside the house, so that the home look as if it's livable still. Particularly if you're spending more than 3-4 days, ensure that the house still, your home still looking livable. So that you would probably have those devices that come on that are automatic, that will cause the lighting to come in at a particular time. Now, even though you may have CCTV cameras at your home, It is not to say that you would not inform your neighbor, your trusted neighbor, that, listen, I'm going to be away for a couple of days, just throw an eye out for me.
Correct.
It keeps the relationship well within your community, even though you are able to look at your home remotely. Sometimes what happens is that somebody will be paying attention to your home before they actually commit the offense. And so that neighbor who was probably washing his or her car in the yard would have said, but you know, I saw that vehicle pass by last week.
Yeah.
So it's important that you keep that relationship and you look out for each other, be each other's keeper for this season and throughout. So when you are leaving your home, ensure that the lighting in your home there is sufficient. If you have pets, make sure that someone comes there to take care of it for you. Of course, if you have plants as well, if you like plants, that they are well watered. Your home not supposed to look as if nobody
is in there. Yeah.
That's the idea. So once you have that in your head and you know what usually takes place, we want you to operate responsibly and either have someone look at it for you or put in automatic devices that could cause that to happen, like sprinklers.
Definitely super important. Well, Inspector, before we wrap today's conversation, do you have any closing comments for this week's conversation on the Now Morning Show?
Yes, so we really want persons out there to be safe and vigilant in everything that you do. Do not take anything for granted. You worked hard for your money, it is yours. Ensure that you do legitimate transactions for your money. We want every member of the public, of course, to enjoy your Christmas. Enjoy the Trinidad and Tobago. The festival and the culture of Trinidad is unique. You can't get this anywhere else in the world. And so from the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, we wish you a very, very Merry Christmas. And I will be back to see you in the new year. God bless you.
Thank you so much for that, Inspector. Looking forward to seeing you in the new year and all the best for the Christmas season.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. There's more coming up. In fact, your birthdays are coming up right after this on Now.
Tongue was like a battle zone, but nowadays